My name is Bill O'Donnell. I'm the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds, and I'm from Norwood, Massachusetts. And today, I'm happy to be here at the Braintree Town Hall. I'm meeting a number of the Braintree residents. As Registry of Deeds, what we've tried to do is bring the registry into people's homes and businesses. We've done that through the internet, so people can look up the information at the registry from their home. But there are 28 communities that make up Norfolk County, and Braintree is one of those communities, and we come to the various communities, are all 27 out of the 28 communities. We have office hours at the town hall, where we have a presence in all 28 communities, and it's great being in Braintree, helping the residents out and trying to answer some of their questions. I'd like to thank Mayor Joe Sullivan, who has always been so welcoming, and his staff, Robin LaFrance and Chris Griffin. They've made us feel so welcome, and they've done so many steps that allow us to have a very productive office hours. They get the word out to the residents, and I thank them for the service they do for the community of Braintree, and I thank them for making us feel so welcome here at the Braintree Town Hall. The outreach program that we have, principally we do the office hours, and some of that comes back to, I went to school down at Georgetown University down Washington, D.C., and I worked for Congressman Joe Moakley for 3 years, and you learn the value of public service and outreach. But other services that we provide as far as outreach, we speak to a lot of groups, whether it's the Braintree Retired Men's Group we've spoken to. There are a lot of retired groups around the county, the various Lions groups around the county, the Braintree Rotary and other Rotary groups around the county, Foxborough JC. So there are a lot of community service groups that we speak to as well. And of late, a lot of the libraries have invited us to be a speaker for series that they have had either at night in their community rooms or during the day. So we go out, and when we go out, it's, when you think about it, the Registry of Deeds is an arm of government many people don't know about, but it deals with the biggest asset most of us have, which is our homes. So what we do when we go out is we try to educate people about the Registry of Deeds and what is done. But there are a lot of consumer issues that involve the Registry of Deeds, and this community outreach is a way to publicize and hopefully get that information and educate the public, whether it's about getting a Homestead Act, whether it's looking up your home ownership and getting a copy of your deed, and also mortgage discharges. A lot of times people pay off their mortgages, and they need to make sure that a mortgage discharge, which tells the world that their mortgage has been paid off, gets recorded at the Registry of Deeds. That was some of the issues that we dealt with and are dealing with here today at the Braintree Town Hall. And we not only deal with it when we do our outreach programs, we deal with it every day at the Registry of Deeds, which is located at 649 High Street in Dedham. That building isn't just for title examiners or lawyers or engineers to come to. It's a public building. We have 45 computers sprinkled around the registry for people to use and do research. People can do research by going on our website, www.norfolkdeeds.org, and do research from their home. If you went to Book 1, Page 1, the first deed from 1793, when Norfolk County was founded, you could view it. But we also have a customer service center at the Registry of Deeds. Actually, my dad's, he's 85 years old, he's retired, but Local 369, which is here in Braintree, he climbed poles for the Boston Edison for 38 years, and he was the one that says, hey, you're doing all this modernization and computerization, make sure, a lot of us don't know anything about computers, don't care to know anything about computers, so make sure you take care of them. And we do have a customer service center where we have staff and resources available in that area where people can come in and do what we do here at the office hours. You look up a deed, check on someone's mortgage, give them information about the homestead. So all year, 649 High Street, the public's welcome to come by or contact the registry. We have a website, and we are, we've tried to run the registry like a business. So, we have a website, www.norfolkdeeds.org. Deeds that has .org that has a lot of information, or you can just call us, and we try to do it the old-fashioned way and have someone answer the phone and hopefully take care of people. The principal work that gets done at the office at 649 High Street is recording documents. The Registry of Deeds deals with a pretty important part of our economy, the real estate economy, not just here in the South Shore, but here in Massachusetts, and when you think about it across the country. If you couldn't rely on your real estate records, houses wouldn't be sold, commercial properties wouldn't be built, development wouldn't take place. So that's really our principal duty. It's probably the mission is probably the same as it was in 1793. Make sure those records are recorded accurately, make sure the records are stored and they're safe and that they can be relied on, and also that they're available to the community to look at. So our mission is the same, but we obviously have modernized it to reflect the increasing technological society we live in. So our main focus is to record documents at the Registry of Deeds. But what we do at the office hours is the same as what is done at the Customer Service Center at the Registry of Deeds. Because of the computerization, because we tie into the registry, those documents that we're looking at here in Braintree are the same documents that our staff is looking at when they are at the Customer Service Center. And we're one of the few registries that print books, so if you come by the registry and just want to go through our books, it's the same document that's in the book. So yes, what we do here at Braintree today and around the county at all the community office hours is the same service that is provided at Dedham when people come walking into the Customer Service Center. There are a number of questions. One question we get a lot is, can I get a copy of my deed? Because a lot of people, their homes were bought, and either back in the day it stayed, the copy of the deed or the original deed stayed at the attorney's office. So we're happy at office hours. We come in and we can access our information and print them a copy of the deed. Increasingly, a lot of people are coming in and asking, hey, can you check on my mortgages? Because what has happened is, I'm a big believer in community banking. You have great community banks here in Braintree, and there are great community banks around Norfolk County. If you need a mortgage discharge, which is a document that tells the world that your mortgage is paid off, in other words, when you borrowed money, the bank recorded a mortgage to make sure they got paid, you as the consumer should make sure that a mortgage discharge is recorded that tells the world that that mortgage not only has been paid off, it has been discharged. And we're seeing a lot of people come in and start asking about that. The community banks do a great service. If you need a discharge, they give great customer service. You go in, they look it up, they could get you a discharge pretty quickly. But I think a lot of people who have had some of the bigger banks have had some difficulties. And remember, some banks in the 1990s went out of business. Some banks have been merged. So in our handout, we have a document that says, where has my bank gone? Where we give them some state and federal resources where they can check to see where their bank has gone so they can track down a discharge. But that's another big question that we've been getting more and more. And I think it shows that the consumer is getting more attuned to what happened, especially in 2007, 2008 with the banking crisis. You have a movie out now, The Big Short, where I think a lot of people are, seeing what some of the big banks did. And I see a lot of that, more sophisticated consumers saying, hey, could you check my mortgages? And as a matter of fact, one of the persons today was asking for a certified copy of her discharge because her insurance company needed it. So those are probably two of the bigger questions. And then people do ask about the Homestead. The Homestead Act is a creature of the state legislature. It's in Chapter 188. In Massachusetts, it allows someone who owns a home as their principal residence, and that home could be a home, or a single-family home. That home can be a condominium. It allows you to declare an estate of homestead. And what you do by declaring that estate of homestead, it prevents creditors from forcing the sale of your home to satisfy a debt. It's an important consumer protection. You should thank your local legislators. I know Representative Cusack represents Braintree. The protection used to be $300,000 when I first started as Registry of Deeds, and it's now up to $500,000. The good news is your state legislature has responded to a lot of consumers. For the first time, there's an automatic homestead that went into effect March 16th, 2011. So if you haven't done anything, you have an automatic homestead. But it's only worth $125,000, and it gets apportioned depending on who owns the property. So, for a relatively small relatively small filing fee of $36, I would suggest that the $500,000 protection is probably a better way to go. The good news too, your legislators in those changes have expanded the homestead to properties that are in trust. They also addressed in the homestead statute, there was language sometimes that voided or killed your homestead. When you signed those 30-page mortgage documents, you didn't realize there was a clause in there that terminated, or it could be argued terminated your homestead. And the state legislature recently enacted in the statute saying that if that language is in a mortgage, that language is null and void. You cannot terminate people's homesteads. So the homestead is a protection worth having. Hopefully you never need it. And the homestead gets extended to other areas. For instance, if you have a homestead and you sell your property, that homestead protects the proceeds of the sale of your home from creditors for a limited period of time, up to 1 year. Or if you tragically had your house burned down and the insurance company came in and gave you a pretty big check to build the house up at, if you have a homestead, the homestead protects the proceeds of that check from creditors, again for a limited period of time of 2 years. So it's a good consumer protection to have. And as I said earlier, the biggest asset most of us have are our homes, and people should take the steps to protect their homestead. And one of the benefits of going out in the community, coming to these office hours, is we can help them with the homestead, or they can consult their attorney as far as getting a homestead. But they really should take advantage of that consumer protection that goes around. I know there are scams that take place here in Norfolk County. We've seen it where elderly have been solicited for $15. This group will get you a homestead form. They won't fill it out for you. It's just a blank form. If you go on our website, you can download a homestead form free. So don't be paying $15 to anyone for a blank form. Another scam that's out there is people are getting solicited anywhere from $60 to now $83 to get a certified copy of your deed. Well, as a courtesy, we've certified copies of deeds here today for free, but normally it costs $2. So don't pay anywhere from $60 to $80 to these groups that are soliciting people to get certified copies of your deeds, when you can go directly to the Registry of Deeds and not pay that exorbitant amount of money. It may be legal what they do. I think it's pretty unconscionable. And another group is sending out what looks like a real estate tax bill for $83. It says it's a document processing fee. Again, they'll get you a copy of your deed. Don't pay $83 for something that you can get at the most for $2 at the Registry of Deeds. So maybe it was my training. I used to be an assistant district attorney under then District Attorney Bill Delahunt. There are people that will take advantage and scam people and do criminal acts. What we've tried to do at the registry is to be a little proactive as far as fraud. The FBI is saying nationally that there's a lot of fraud taking place in real estate, whether it's the fraudulent execution of documents and other scams like that. I haven't seen that in Norfolk County. I haven't seen, we haven't had investigations about people who have fraudulently lost their house because someone executed a deed. But to be a step ahead, it's going on in other parts of the country, so sooner or later it could end up here in Norfolk County and across Massachusetts. I would tell people to go on our website. We have a consumer opt-in notification program, which I could tell you I signed up personally myself. You could sign up and you get notified if a deed comes across or any document comes across in your name. For instance, I do it, and we're re-indexing. Even when we go into back discharges from years ago, it shoots out an email to me as a consumer saying, you may want to check this document. And you go online, and sometimes it's a William O'Donnell. That's not me. Fine. A couple of times it was the William O'Donnell who was me. It was just they were redoing discharges. And it's worked recently where I got a notice. I looked it up, and it had something to do with a project in Westwood where there was a document that had my name in it. So, but it would work. It wouldn't prevent the fraud if someone had done something to your property, but it would get you proactive in getting involved right away. So with getting this notice, you can check. Oh, if it doesn't pertain to you, that's great. But if it did, and you say, wait a minute, that's a deed to my property, you can get on that right away. And we have links on our website, and if you call our customer service to the various police departments and law enforcement agencies here in Norfolk County. So we think that's a good, it's not going to prevent the fraud, but it allows you to get on it right away and to take the steps to protect, again, the biggest asset you have, which is your home. I still think the economy is moving slowly but surely. I mean, there's ups and downs in the economy, but interestingly enough, in 2015, deeds were up across Norfolk County. The mortgages were up across Norfolk County. I think some of it, the mortgages still reflect the fact that values went up in a lot of the communities. I know Braintree is a desirable community to live in, and values went up, and more people could then probably borrow more money because the values of the property went up, and the interest rates were still relatively low. So 2015, it was inching along. It was better than 2014. In 2016 has started off, that it could exceed 2015. Again, you talk to real estate brokers, they indicate they could use more inventory as far as getting homes to sell. But no matter that things are getting a little better, there are still people that struggle. And if you go on our website, www.norfolkdeeds.org, we have partnered up with a couple of nonprofit community groups, NeighborWorks of Southern Massachusetts and Quincy Community Action Program, which if you are struggling with foreclosure, and let me tell you, no matter the community, whether it's, there's 28 communities in Norfolk County, every community has seen someone struggle with foreclosure or get a notice to foreclose. There are, these two groups are nonprofit. They give people counseling services. They give people guidance. And my advice to people who find themselves in that situation is to reach out to these nonprofit organizations and get the guidance and advice early in the process. Don't wait till suddenly there's a sale taking place in your front yard. That's not the time to do it. And so go to these, again, nonprofit groups who are really committed to helping people. So the economy's doing better, but there are still people that are struggling, and you can get resources to help you, and just check with our website. We do have good information, real estate information, and information for people struggling with foreclosures, information for people who are first-time home buyers who are looking to buy a home. So just, check our website, and it will hopefully help you out. We get compliments because people say, "Oh, well, you're an arm of government. You're a government agency, and you actually, have a Facebook, you have Twitter, you have LinkedIn, and it's helpful. And we have a website, and so we use that. We try to broadcast when we're going out to office hours in the 28 communities. We try to broadcast information about real estate statistics, information about the consumer notification program, information about Homestead. It also has allowed us to do some kind of community groups. I believe in giving back. My staff believes in giving back to the community. So we try to use the social media strategy. We have a food drive in November and December that we try to, get some donations for the various food pantries around the county. And again, every community in Norfolk County, whether they're on the richer spectrum or the poorer spectrum, has at least a food pantry that needs some assistance. And we also have on our website the addresses of those food pantries, because they don't need the food just through Thanksgiving and Christmas. They need it all year round. So if you go on our website and you want to take your donation directly to the Braintree Food Pantry or to others around the county, we have the addresses and the links and the websites on our website to get to them directly. We do other Projects that we're very proud of. We've had a long-term partnership with the United States Marines. We thank them for their service to the country, but with the Toys for Tots program. And again, we have all year round a Suits for Success program. We just dropped a number of suits off to the Interfaith Social Services, which is out of Quincy, and also Father Bill's Place. So we have people dropping off men's clothes, women's clothes, pocketbooks, shoes, scarves. We call it our Suits for Success program, and people feel good that they're dropping off items that they don't have any need for, but they want to make sure that it gets into the right places, and that's what we do. So we use Facebook, the website, Twitter, and the social media strategies to try to do some good for the community besides our main focus, which is making sure the real estate job is done correctly at the Registry of Deeds. We love getting out into the communities. We love coming to Braintree, and certainly it's been it's a privilege to serve all the people in Norfolk County and the people here in Braintree. And I thank you for the privilege of being Register of Deeds. I enjoy serving the people, and we enjoy what we do at the Registry. So thank you.